Welcome to ISE 2023 in lovely Barcelona. This is Rich Fregosa, Uncle Richie for AVNation.tv. I'm at the Jabra booth with Aurangzeb Khan. I love how I got that right out of the gate.
Thank you.
Aurangzeb, you're the SVP for the collaboration business for Jabra.
Yeah.
I'm going to get into the tech for a sec, but we've had a couple of moments to kind of chat and we've got some interesting stories that I wanted to tell. But before we start, we were both here in the summer.
Yep.
InfoComm 22, it was the delayed show. One of the concerns that we all had when the show opened was, is this going to happen? And then it was a nice surprise.
It was.
The numbers started to reflect the enthusiasm. Now fast forward, ISE 2023, we're back. This is day 4 of the show. We've had some time to get a feel for the attendees, the energy. Tell me some of your impressions of the show now that we're kind of back on track.
You know, it's been a great show for us. We launched a brand new product here,
Mm-hmm.
the PanaCast 50 video bar system. We'll get into that a little bit. We've had a lot of traffic. We ended up actually adding an additional meeting room.
You're kidding.
To accommodate, no. And the team, Callum, James, Abby, the whole team, did an amazing job. It's been a joy. And you know, what I love the most is seeing all the tech out there and then meeting partners and customers and hearing their stories and what's happening with them.
We've spent so much time, and again, we'll talk about the tech, on those screens and separated. And it's our time to finally get back. And that leads into one of the questions that I've had for a lot of the people that I've been speaking with, is that this is a tech show. We're tech-based. But we were so separated for so long that when we got back together, we started remembering that all of these companies were based about people who love what we do. And I'm always fascinated, because I always said nobody finds themselves in this field by design. There's always a reason behind it. Tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, thank you for that. And you know, as you said, it's just a joy to meet people. It's like relearning something we used to do normally all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I came into Jabra in 2019 through the M&A of my company called Altea Systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a co-founder of the company in 2012. And you know, when we started, we had a high ambition. We had, we were all, many of us, the founders, into photography and cameras growing up, you know, and playing with video, and playing with cameras. And cameras have had this limitation for a very long time. You know, a camera has a single lens, single imager, and a certain field of view. With our eyes, we see a lot. We see almost 180, right? And we use that to, like, now we're talking, we have some real-time connection here. Sometimes I'll scan around to see what's happening, and then we'll be back to focus, right? So we have these instincts on how we communicate. And we wanted to use that to see how could you evolve camera technology. And what we focused on was inventing the technology to synchronize multiple cameras and then sort of mathematically project them to a cylindrical panorama. So you get panoramic video. We were the first ones to figure all the engineering and all the science out, a lot of the core patents in that field. And we started building products. And we were drawn to collaboration because, you know, in the end, it's about connecting people. People come together to do something.
Right, absolutely.
Storytelling, work, playing, learning. And we said, how can we create an inclusive experience that brings everybody in a true-to-life way so they can focus on what they came together to do. And then that kind of took off, you know, one thing to another. We were very early partners with Microsoft, with Zoom, a lot of customers, and started to develop customers around the world. And I met Jabra through the process, and you know, they have brilliant expertise at the time in audio, still continuing forward. Rich heritage, 150 years in Copenhagen. So we came together, and you know, some great products have come out of that journey. The core team is still with us on this journey.
Really? That's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of people. And you know, our core idea is about experiences. So I talked to you earlier about how when we're talking, you know, we're paying attention to each other. So we started to invent AI back in 2017. How could you use algorithms? Now that I had the full 180 canvas, how could I steer the cameras without a person? So we invented this notion of a virtual director.
Okay.
In real life, we have a real director who calls and frames the shots. But with virtual director, we identify where all the people are. And with the microphone array, we can tell who's speaking. And then we know where they are. So if they're next to each other, we'll just pull back a little and include both of them. If they're really far apart, we'll pull out, go to the one, and then go to the other. And we've been working with actually movie makers to understand sort of the psychology of how do people consume information. And what makes a good experience.
Which couldn't be just the perfect lead up to, let's talk about what's behind us, right? Everything led up to that moment.
Yes.
And the product that was announced during the show, I was told that it was day one. It was a huge announcement that you made. Talk about that.
Well, it's just so awesome, right? So, you know, we get by with help from our friends, right? So Ilya Buchstein from Microsoft came over in the morning, Carrie Brand from Zoom. And we live streamed it, and we've also got video on, I think it's on for sure on our page, also on their pages and on YouTube, right? And we'll tell you more about the product, but the product essentially builds, first of all, on what we call PanaCast fundamentals.
Okay.
The core idea of our fundamentals is that as people collaborate, let's say you're at home, I'm at home, or you're in the office, you've got many people, how do we give everybody an equitable and fully inclusive experience, right? There's nothing worse than being on video and you're just outside that field of view and nobody can see you, nobody kind of knows you're there. You know, that's not a good experience.
Right.
So that's really what we focused on, is how to include everybody and present them in a good way and use very high end. So we have 13 megapixels each times 3 cameras in our devices. So a lot of canvas to work with.
Well, and I know we're actually gonna get some B cut of it, so we'll be able to see the technology in action, which is gonna be absolutely incredible. So it's day 4 of the show. So unfortunately, we can't get people to the booth necessarily by the time that this airs, but because there is so much jam-packed technology in here, people want to find out more about the PanaCast 50 series, all of your technology, your partnerships with Jabra. How can they find out more information?
That's easy. Just go to jabra.com/PanaCast.
So we're on day 4 of the show. You announced a fantastic new product, first day of the show, the PanaCast 50 system itself.
Video bar system.
The video bar system. So I'm going to make life easy for myself. I'm just going to let you talk the rest of the time and tell me about all of the tech that we have here.
Happy to do that, Richie, and thank you for that great intro. You know, PanaCast 50, we have 2 of the devices installed here. It's a unique system in the industry in that you see that there are 3 cameras, not 1. And the 3 cameras together give you a full 180-degree coverage of the whole collaboration space. Now, when people use 1 camera, they create an ultra-wide angle lens, they get a lot of distortion. People in the middle look skinny, people on the edges look like trapezoidal. Here we don't. And if you look at this screen here, I'm standing, if you go even to that other extreme, you'll see that we present ourselves fully and correctly. And that means everybody here is true to life and presented with full scale fidelity. Additionally, we have 8 microphones, 4 speakers, 9 processors, including our own homegrown PanaCast Vision processor, a lot of technology. But it's presented as a simple BYOD plug and play.
Fantastic.
And now you can also buy it as a room system with our room system using the Lenovo Compute, or from Crestron as their solution.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So for Windows, you know, so you can buy a BYOD or a Windows system, and we've just announced an Android, a fully integrated Android all-in-one system. We'll talk about that momentarily. The core idea is with all this technology, we can deliver compelling meeting room experiences. So in a meeting room like this, not only can we include everybody, we can take the last 4 active speakers, tile them, and present them in a composited way. So if you use Teams or Zoom, you're able to get that much closer and upfront with the people you're engaging with.
Well, and it sounds like you've really focused a lot on a meeting equity. Has been a term for the past, couple of years, especially with a slight little virus that kind of changed how we communicated with one another. It sounds like the focus is towards meeting equity and using that technology and bringing it all together. Let's talk about like a use case, because again, we are seeing so many products out there. How do you feel from a use case standpoint that you are elevating that playing field?
Differentiated, absolutely. So first, from a hybrid work point of view, we have a PanaCast 20, which is an outstanding category-defining product for personal use at home. Or you can then go to a meeting room space like this, or you can have one in your backpack with our Speak series and Jabra PanaCast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tiny devices, very powerful devices. This device allows you to show the full space, but also create that dynamic composition. You're seeing right now the 2 of us are presented. There's just 2 of us, so it'll automatically adjust that frame. With Virtual Director, it'll also curate that audio-video frame just to help people follow the conversation that more easily. And it always includes everybody, which other devices are not able to do.
We talked about an overview of the PanaCast system.
Yeah.
Now you and I have a minute and a half or so to just talk parts, which is some of my favorite parts, which is let's talk tech. Let's get to the bits and bytes.
I love that. So the PanaCast 50 video bar system is this bar. It's a brand new bar compared to the PanaCast 50. It's a little wider to accommodate a full state-of-the-art Android SoC, an Android processor.
Okay.
So think of it as a fully self-contained device, one thing to hang on the wall, and it'll natively run Microsoft Teams or Zoom right in the bar.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And in addition to that, we have a new 10.1-inch high-end controller for it. You're seeing us running the Zoom
Jabra
room.
branded even.
Yes, exactly right. It's ours. It's ours. It's running a Zoom room right now, and you're seeing us back on the screen here.
Right.
Richard, so the easy way to think about it is it's a fully self-contained device to hang on the wall with a controller on the table easy to start and join meetings, one click to join, easy to manage through Zoom device management or Microsoft Admin Portal, and easy to deploy.
Let's talk about use cases, because again, I'm going to kind of echo back to our other interview. We talked about the differences between being able to go to large space, mid space, personal space in between. BYOD is getting to be very popular, but this is a managed solution.
Yes.
Let's talk about the specific use case that you see as the opening for this product.
Many enterprise companies and actually even SMB companies around the world are interested in a simple to deploy solution that they can standardize on, manage remotely, deploy in the thousands very easily, and make it easy for people to come in and start a meeting. So that's really where this fits, but it will also allow people to do a BYOM type solution. They will be able to do direct share of the content.
Right.
Additionally, we've built in a couple of more things here. We have an environmental sensor that looks at air quality.
Really?
Temperature, carbon dioxide levels, humidity, and also a sensor that allows you, as soon as you walk in, wake the system up and be ready to go.
So you're basically able to take everything that you've learned in the large spaces, the BYOD space, and been able to optimize it together for that one solution product with the system on a chip.
Exactly right.
Did I get it?
You got it perfect.
I'm so glad about that. Well, fantastic. A lot of technology at the show. It was some great announcements. We are at the last day of the show, so if we can't get people here to the booth, how can they find out more about the entire system in Jabra?
Just go to jabra.com/PanaCast.
You make things so easy for me. I appreciate it. Well, if you want to find out more about Jabra and the entire PanaCast system, you can find it on their website. If you want to find out more about our coverage of ISE 2023 here in Barcelona, you're going to find it on our website at AVNation.tv. For AVNation.tv, this is Uncle Richie, Rich Fregosi.